Welcome back to our JM Strength Academy channel. I am Melissa and this is Jessica, and she is my sister and we are best friends. I'm supposed to tell you something.
We're both febrile today, so
What does that mean?
we have fevers. So this video should be fun.
Before anything, make sure you hit the subscribe button that should be popping up around here somewhere, and then hit the like button.
There's a bell. Is that the
We've been
subscribe
over
button?
this.
Is the bell the subscribe button? It is? Okay, so you just figured that out and you haven't told me yet?
I'm making a guess, an educated guess. I don't think that there's 3 things you have to do. I think it's just like it and subscribe, and I'm sure.
I see.
And
And tell your friends about it.
yeah, today we are going to talk about how to stay on track during your summer vacation, because I know that is a huge concern for so many people, right? Before we get into that, make sure you go ahead and download our free calorie cycling guide that is in the link in the description below.
I feel like summer vacation can be one of the most stressful times, or just vacation in general.
And it's not supposed to be.
It's not supposed to be. If you think about yourself as a kid and you think about summer vacation and you were like, yes, I can't wait to go on vacation and get to the beach,
Put my goggles on and my snorkel and just be underwater the
Swimmies and
entire day.
flip around. Yeah, exactly. Be in the sand. And then as you get older, it starts to become, well, shit, my shorts don't fit and my bathing suit, I don't like how I look in it, and how am I gonna go and be able to enjoy myself without coming back 15 pounds heavier and just feeling even worse than I do before I started, right? So if you're someone that struggles with your weight, maintaining it, losing anything, summer vacation can be one of the most stressful periods.
Yeah.
And I think especially what we see with our clients is they're like, hey, I've been doing really good. I'm really scared about going on summer vacation and I'm gonna ruin all of my progress, or I'm gonna come back and that's gonna be the one thing that throws me off. I feel like it sucks to feel that way, right?
Yeah.
Because you shouldn't be thinking about how am I going to white knuckle my way through vacation? What if I come back heavier? And I think that's why we use the approach that we do, right?
Yeah, just for starters, this is the whole reason why we use a flexible dieting method for all of our clients. That's what we teach our entire community, because things Optavia, Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, keto, they're
Meal
not
plans,
yeah,
anything.
any type of meal plan or rigid, structured plan, diet plan that you're doing. It's setting you up for failure when you enter into real life scenarios, going on family vacation. You're not going to pack an entire cooler and check the cooler to the airplane to go to Hawaii to bring all your prepackaged food. No, you're gonna go to Hawaii and eat the food that's there, right? All the drinks that are there. So if you don't have a flexible diet in place, you're setting yourself up for failure right from the start. So that's why we use calorie cycling. It's the most flexible method to a sustainable diet.
I think even people that are keto, I can do keto on vacation. Do you really want to do
No,
keto
you
on
can't.
vacation?
You can't do keto on vacation.
Can't. You don't want to. You only get one life and you don't want to go on vacation and eat the carbs.
Yeah.
Stop. So instead of continuing to white knuckle your way through a plan that's not real life and that you're only going to be able to stick to for a short period of time before you have that fuck it moment and you're I don't want to do this anymore, why not transition over to a plan that is actually flexible, that allows you to eat whatever you want in moderation and still lose weight?
A couple tips that we tell all of our clients, because that is the biggest concern. It hits summer and everyone's oh my god, we start all our coaches start getting texts or messages of how do I handle my summer vacation this year? I'm going away for 10 days or 2 weeks, whatever it is, and I'm freaking out. So my first thing is
Don't stress, right?
you've been doing this for how long? And if you've been with us for a period of time, you know this, and we almost say this is a really good chance for you to practice intuitive eating, because the reality is no one should have to track every single thing that they eat for the rest of their lives, right? So there's gonna be seasons where you can kind of go off for a few years and mindfully eat, because portion size is how to fuel your body properly and still maintain your current weight, right? Use this as a practice week. So you can go away and you can mindfully eat. You can make good choices. You don't have to eat an asshole. You can maybe have a lighter breakfast and a more balanced lunch, and then maybe dinner is where you're more indulgent. You have dessert. You can have drinks the entire day, and it's not something where you're bringing your scale to the buffet and weighing everything that's going on your plate. You're not up in the room trying to make a sandwich up there, missing out with your family. You're just able to be present, and at the end of the day, that's the most important thing, is it's the memories, and that that's what matters. And so if you're so hyper focused on how can I like best stick to my diet plan, you're going to miss out on all the things that really matter the most during that week.
Yeah, and I think like it all comes back to a practical conversation. Like, what are you trying to get out of this vacation? Like, what's most important to you? Is it like what's going to bring you fulfillment out of the vacation is, you know, eating mindfully and doing your best to stick to your plan? Or does like sticking to your plan, is that going to make you even more stressed out? So, okay, like let's just take the approach of not worrying about our plan and just like eating like a human, right? And like indulging a little bit more and coming back and understanding that, okay, I might feel a little bit more fluffy on the way back, but that's more important to me than like sticking to my plan. So I think that's like first and foremost is don't stress and figure out like what's going to be most important for you.
Yep.
And then like Melissa said, once we kind of understand like what's most important to you on your trip, then we kind of have two paths, right? Like the path where I'm going to do my best to like mindfully eat and make good choices like for the most part, and then I'll have an occasional indulgence here and there. Or maybe you'll kind of take the path of like, I'm going to let myself indulge like whenever I want to indulge, and I'm okay with like the consequence. I don't need to like eat like an asshole because I'm on vacation, but I'm also like recognizing that if I want, you know, 3 strawberry daiquiris in a day, I'm gonna let myself have it because that's the choice that I'm making.
And you deserve it. And I think like this goes back to the whole thing of like, if you're on a diet right now that if you go away for 1 week is gonna make you gain all of your weight back, it's not the right diet. Like your diet should be flexible enough and moderate enough to allow you to be able to go away for a week and have 3 strawberry daiquiris in a day and not come back and like actually gain 10 pounds of body fat.
Right. That's like the most important thing. And I think like understanding that and also acknowledging like I know what I'm signing up for based off my choice, right? Like it's not so much of like, okay, I'm gonna have the 3 strawberry daiquiris and maybe I'll come back a couple of pounds up and like it was what it was. It's like, no, I'm choosing to have the 3 strawberry daiquiris, not like I couldn't control myself, so I had the 3 strawberry daiquiris and, you know, the tortillas and guacamole and all of the things. Like you're making that mindful decision of this is a choice that I'm making. I have control over a situation. The situation doesn't have control over me.
Right. And the beautiful thing is that like you can go on vacation, you can practice mindful eating, and then you can come back and you know that there's a plan in place that's not something that means you have to like starve yourself again or like go punish yourself in the gym. Like you literally just get right back on track.
Right.
You start tracking your food again, you drink your water, get your steps in, like you just do all the things that you were doing the week before and you're gonna be perfectly fine.
Yeah, and so if you are like on vacation and you're still like, hey, I'm a little bit nervous, like I don't really know how to tackle it. I know that I want to be able to indulge occasionally, but I also want to like feel good about myself and not get 2 days in and feel like, you know, what did someone say in the Facebook group? A bloated cow?
It's awful.
That's aggressive. If you want to not feel like a bloated cow 2 days into vacation, there are some practical tips that we give our clients that we can share with you guys as well. I think the biggest thing is people like, the first foremost thing, if people are like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to exercise while I'm on vacation. So if you want to work out, if you want to exercise, cool, like do that. If that makes you feel better, great. But if you're like, you know, I'm pretty good about it, you know, for the most part when I'm at home and I just want to take vacation to be able to like rest and recoup and not have to worry about getting my workouts in, then do that. But definitely still get some movement in.
Yeah.
Right.
So like, and that's so important because like if you think about it, like on vacation, you kind of like wake up, you go to the pool, like sometimes you go really early and like block off like all the chairs in one section with like a million towels. Right. And so like, and then you're kind of like going to eat breakfast and like you mosey over to the towels and like you just kind of like lay down all day and
Another
you're drinking
cocktail,
and eating and you're not moving. So something that we like to do is kind of like, if you can, like maybe like get your family to go with you or like your partner to go with you and like get up and like go for like a walk, like walk on the beach in the morning and then lay around the rest of the day. At least like you got that in early and it's kind of done and over with and now you can just enjoy yourself. The more that you can like still incorporate some of those things that you do every day into your vacation days, the less shitty you're gonna feel afterwards. So like, yes, you absolutely want to be able to go away, enjoy yourself and not stress, but if you can still incorporate things like making sure you get your water in, getting some movement in, even like making sure that you're getting adequate protein in, that's gonna make you feel really good at the end of the vacation.
Yeah, I feel like water is a big one that people struggle with, but water is super important, guys, to make you not feel bloated. It sounds like counterintuitive, right? Like, you're like, well, if I drink a bunch of water, sometimes I feel sloshy or I feel full. The problem is if you don't get your water in and you're drinking alcohol and you're eating foods that have more fat and more salt and more carbs, all of that, that's going to have your body retain water. So the only way to like get your body to stop retaining water is to add more water to it, right? To kind of flush everything out. So make sure you get your water in. That can feel really challenging sometimes. I know I went to the Dominican Republic like a year ago, I think, and I got to my room and it was supposed to be all inclusive. And they're like, here's your 2 like tiny bottles of water. Nope. And they're like, you get 2 bottles of water per person each. And I was like, per person per day. And I was like, no, I can't. He's like, well, how many bottles of water do you want? And I was like, I need like a case a day. And he was like, okay, that's funny. I was like, no, seriously, like I'm paying all inclusive. I just bring me a case of water a day. And they did. So if you need to like be a little bit of a diva to make sure that you're being properly hydrated, like learn from us and just do what you have to do, but get your water in. Yep. Protein, I think that like we kind of talked about some tips for how to get your protein while traveling in our video from last week. Yep. I would say like kind of take those tips and apply them to, you know, vacation as well. Yeah. It's kind of the same
Even
idea.
Like if there's like a buffet and like let's say like for breakfast like you want to have like the chocolate chip pancakes or whatever it is, like get a side of like turkey bacon or regular bacon or like, you know, egg white omelet, like and like cut it in half and maybe like give half to someone else. Like those are little ways where you can still have like those 20% foods and then you're still getting that 80% in and you're still enjoying your vacation.
Yeah, and then just be mindful of your choices too. If you're trying to like, if you just want to like indulge whatever, go for it. But if you're in a place where you're like, I'm trying to kind of, you know, be a little bit more moderate, then like pick your poison, right? Are you going to have a big breakfast with like the eggs and the fruit and the pancakes and the French toast and all of the pastries and all of the things, like your mimosa? That maybe is breakfast. And if you are like, okay, that's my breakfast, then maybe dinner is a little bit, you know, more moderate. So you have like lean protein and a vegetable and maybe like 1 glass of wine, right? Or vice versa. You're like, I'm going to go lighter for breakfast. I'm going to go lighter for lunch. And then at dinner, I'm going to have a couple glasses of wine. I'm going to be able to order, you know, an appetizer and eat the bread and have dessert. Just, you know, kind of like plan out your day that way so that you're not having like 4 giant meals in one day where they're all like 2,000 calories each.
Exactly. And I think like the last thing just to quickly like touch on is this is again why we use calorie cycling as our flexible dieting method, because a lot of people think that calorie cycling is just like on a week-to-week basis, but if you're working with us and like you have a one-on-one coach, your coach is going to look at, okay, like you have a vacation coming up for this week, so maybe for like this month, like the other 3 weeks are going to be your low days, and then that week when you're on vacation, those are going to be your high days. That way you can go into vacation with some higher calories and you don't even really have to worry about it because that you know you have more wiggle room. Hope this was helpful. If you are having a summer vacation with your family or wherever you're going, make sure you download our free calorie cycling guide in the description below. And yeah, share it with your friends and family who might be worried about this as well. And we'll see you guys next time.
Are we saying the part about give this video a thumbs up,
No, it's fine.
subscribe, comment below?
Yeah.